because it's in the whole, it's in the shape of you and in your eyes, your mouth. I think you come with that generosity of spirit and with that fearlessness, actually. So, actually being here will not be too frightening for you in the long run. But I think you are a female archetype, and there are images of you in many different cultures. Something which speaks about the elemental part of femaleness. The reason why I was attracted to you, why I wanted to talk to you, is because you seem so powerful and archetypal and strong, and clearly where you came from, people have cared for you and have valued you. And then I wondered why you had come here, why you'd let people bring you away from where you were, or drive you away from where you were, or steal you and bring you here. So I don't really have any suggestions or advice for what you should do. But I did, when I was thinking about it, I thought maybe the reason why you came here is to actually make it easier for us to understand something more about where you came from and about the people who made you and cared for you. What kind of culture would someone so powerful and strong and yet generous, what kind of culture would they come from? Because I thought that maybe just coming here was an act of generosity, so that those of us who aren't in your culture could also meet you, and that people who are from your culture but not living there could meet you. I'm wondering how we can present you or show you so that some of that respect and power and reverence is reclaimed and rekindled, and so that we can actually want to learn about the places where you came from.
There's something about you that is not African. I don't know, I'm looking at the heart and the couple at the top, and first I'm thinking about exchange of goods or trade, or I don't know. Because you sort of feel the heat, the people, the anticipation, and something's gonna happen. And there's something funny in the sense of humorous about it, even though I can feel some drama, or it's about something not so nice. I don't know. There's something really what I would call really African in a way of, the way of seeing certain problems or dealing with suffering, and you sort of cope with it in a, I don't know, with a certain sense of humor. Not with a smile, not really, but a way of telling a story. And that's what I feel now, that there's a story being told in a certain way, but it's not so sinister. There is, especially if you look at the eyes, there's something different. And the characters as well at the top. Something that brings a smile as well in interrogation. But it's not about, I don't know, like being a victim or something. I mean, somebody's in control or something. In that, it's a bit like a stage, like a theater. And the person telling you the story is in control of that story, is understanding what's happening, and maybe giving you advice or warning, or wanted you to look at something. To a point today, it's up to all of us, to draw the conclusions.
think the most caricaturish thing is this really long nose here, because it definitely is a nose if you think that is an eye. And also your peaked cap, which is quite strange for birds since birds don't wear caps. And just reminded me quite a lot of an ostrich, this really long spiky beak here, and just imagined perhaps that you'd be one person or a thing to bury your head in the sand when you didn't feel you could cope with things, really. I think this peaked cap reminds me quite a lot of colonial officials. I was thinking of kind of India in the age of empire, and if you really were a person, I think I'd ask you to take off your cap, because I should think it would cast lots of light on your eyes so that you couldn't see things very clearly, and also looking down this enormous nose might make you tend to look down on people too. So I think I'd ask you first of all to take off your hat, and secondly ask you how you got there, perhaps how you arrived and under what circumstances, and where you got your uniform from, perhaps if you're in charge of lots of people, and how you behave. I would remind you not to be belligerent, not to look down this long nose at everybody, to recall what it would be like to be very young or very vulnerable and not have a uniform on, and to be a bit more engaged with people, perhaps. I feel a bit mean to say this about you, but I think if there's a characteristic sound that you'd make, it would probably be a sneer, something like,